All right, it is Randy. It is January 5th. It's a Thursday on 2017. Hope everyone had a good Christmas and New Year's. It is sincerely my fault because I haven't been making videos. Work's been work's been busy. I'm actually working, and it's been getting busy. And between the things that have been going on with me and getting the whole prosthesis and what have you is, it's taking time. And I know I've been saying this every single video. I'm going to try to hop on because there's so many changes that are going on that basically you guys should know about it. So for when I posted the last video, I was unsure on how many days I was gonna actually get the foot, and on Friday, which was 2 days after the fact of that Wednesday, we received delivery of the foot, cutting it a little close right before New Year's. So it's been it's been crazy with the foot. There's been so many changes. We left there with the foot, and I was instructed to only wear it for an hour for the first 3 days. After 3 days, increase it to 2 hours, and then basically rest every 3 hours. And then after that, go to 3 days, and then 3 hours, and then 4 hours to a couple more days later. And then after that, pretty much after 5 days. Did I say 5 days? No, 5 hours, guys. I'm sorry. So it's 5 hours or however many hours. If I said days, I apologize. So it's basically 1 hour and then 2 hour and then 3 hours. It's cycling between every 3 days. So that is to basically have your limb adjust to the new atmosphere it's basically in. Because I'm in a vacuum suction, it's going to be the same thing if you have a lock and pin, to be honest with you. You feel so much pressure. I've had shrinker socks on. I've had other things that have just basically taken the limb and just basically grabbed hold of it with death grip. And it's different. With the vacuum suction, I can't say for lock and pin. I haven't ever been in a lock and pin, so this is going to be different. So if you're in a lock and pin, this may not apply to you. It felt like for the first day or two that my limb was just being sucked out like this, and the outer walls were basically being sucked like this, and then at the same time it was being compressed. And it's because the socket, when he measured it, and this is standard practice, this is nothing he did on purpose, he basically forced my limb to shrink because he didn't want me to add 400 shrinker socks by the time he came and saw me within 7 to 8 months time. So when I initially got that socket, it was tight. It was small. The limb went inside of it, and it partially hurt, and it felt cool because you were able to walk for a little bit. But and to be honest with you, as soon as I got the foot, I did not want to wear it all the time. It hurt. I can tell you this, right after the hour, it hurt. I couldn't wait to get it taken off, and the first 3 days, it was just it was basically having the limb figure out what's going on, allowing you to put pressure on it, and putting pressure on it, and it may hurt. For the majority of the time, it's going to hurt, guys. I did a lot of desensitizing of the limb, and basically, if you've been watching, you smack your you smack your nub or stump, and basically to the point where you can't feel yourself actually smacking it. And when I was doing it for several days, for about a couple weeks ahead of time, and it helped. I don't know what it would have been if I wouldn't have done it, if it would have been more or worse in terms of the pain scale. But it helped. To be honest with you, the prosthetist never told us whether or not that to use crutches or a walker ahead of time. He just basically just did the fact of the matter on the nature of the beast, on him trying to get it done right before New Year's. He basically gave us the foot and said, just be careful, don't walk on it for so long, and yada yada yada. And lo and behold, we weren't supposed to put all the weight on it. It felt different to me because this foot moves so much more to the right, to the left. I didn't have those movements before. So it was different. My hips moving in a different direction, my knees moving in a different direction. And for the first day or two, it was extremely hard keeping my balance. It's still hard trying to keep my balance. And it's extremely different. It's new. It's basically you have to figure out how to manipulate. I'm going to say manipulate. The feet are very well made. I don't know if I told you guys I got the Rush foot. So, I mean, it's made very well. I never had a carbon fiber foot before, so I can't say it's better. But due to the people saying on message boards, online, Amputee Correlation of America, they said it's almost night and day difference. So from what I can talk and what I can say is that there's so much more springiness than what I'm assuming a carbon fiber foot would have. You're able to walk. It has good spring return, which means you're going to feel like you're actually moving. The foot itself, I mean, it's flat. It's got the slope on it like that, and it connects at the bottom. And I mean, it's a well-made foot. It works. However, it doesn't have the mobility, on your ankle when you can do this motion, and you can pretty much do it by yourself. You have to manipulate it. You have to figure out a way to turn it that way, and you have to figure out a way to have you and your prosthetic work in harmony of you and yourself, and make those things happen seamlessly. And that's obviously where physical therapy is going to come involved. And I can tell you right now, walking on it, I'm able to basically walk on it and evenly distribute my weight upon each side. And that in itself was a challenge because at first you really don't trust it. You think it's going to fall. It's just the trust on whether or not that actual piece is going to hold you up properly rather than having you fall on the side of yourself. And honestly, it's just a learning curve. I can tell you ramps are the devil. I can tell you inclines are the devil. I can tell you unstable ground right now is the devil. It's different because I really haven't learned to know how to use the foot and make it that way. So, but as of right now today, I had a couple pressure points. What was it? Yesterday we went and visited the prosthetist. He took a look at it. There was definitely some pressure points right around the leg bone that I was actually brushing against the prosthesis. It hurt. He took them out. He added some padding to the sides of the leg bone, so therefore it didn't really hit on the plastic so much. And then in addition, it was hitting on my knee, and it felt like basically the plastic was digging underneath my kneecap, and then partially it did, and it hurt. So he adjusted that as well, and that's helped. So ever since the change to that between today and yesterday, I did have, it wasn't a sore, it was just like a sore spot that developed right below the stump. And you do have to pay attention for the first couple days to see if you have any soreness, redness, anything that develops on the bottom of your limb. You just want to make sure that you do get that addressed and you do take care of those, because if you're walking on it, things can happen, and then all of a sudden you have blisters, and then you have infection, and then it's going to put you behind even more. Wash your silicone sleeve every day. Follow your prosthetist recommendations. Wash your limb every day. If you don't, I'm not a healthcare practitioner, but rub it with alcohol, something, to basically get whatever germs or bacteria that's on it, to make sure that you don't get an infection if you're in a pinch. But I mean, it's been fun. It's been great. I'm going to show you a clip here of the prosthesis that I have below. All right, so the long await is here. We have this is gonna be the right foot, guys. Honestly, it really doesn't matter what foot it is. Just honestly, whatever foot shell comes with it matches whatever the heck you're missing. So I'm gonna try to use my crutch here because this is so far away, to show you guys what's going on here. So this right here is obviously the shoe. If you are a brand new amputee, and we didn't know this ahead of time, whenever you get shoes for it, basically make sure they have all leather surrounding around the top, because otherwise what happens is the foot shell actually wants to go outward whenever you walk. So it's going to be going to the right side if you have a right foot shell, and it's going to go to the left side if you have a left foot shell. So foot shell's on. Gotta trust me on it. This thing is kind of a pain getting out of the shoe, so we'll keep it as this for right now. As you can see, we have socks. I put a sock over the foot shell because the rush foot has such a huge opening in terms of the foot shell, so I'm using the sock to help debris and whatnot not get in the foot shell. So the rush foot blade, I rolled down the sock. You gotta trust me. You will notice by the orange amber color that it's the rush foot. The model that they chose for me was the Rush 81, and the reason for that is that the length of my body, and just in terms of how short I am, I'm not really that short, but the way that everything needed to be done, this was a better selection for me. So right here is it's the carbon fiber. It's the carbon fiber socket. So that is being covered by this is a silicone sleeve meant for elevated vacuum suction. So basically what happens is this rolls right over my leg, and I insert this, my nub into the socket right at the top, then basically this runs all the way up my leg. So the reason why I have it tucked in is because we have animals and there's fur that gets all over it because it has a little short stickiness to it. And if you see right here, and if you see right down here, this little white piece, that's actually a one-way valve. So what happens is that whenever, and what you see here is a one-way valve. If you see that one little white piece right there, and basically what this is in charge of doing is basically pushing air out from the socket. The actual silicone sleeve will basically suction to your leg and cause your limb not to basically get removed out of the socket, and then the air gets pushed out there. I would say about 80% of the time, you are able to basically roll down the silicone sleeve and basically remove your limb right out of the socket as soon as you roll down the silicone sleeve. But in some rare cases, you have to take this. And there's a little button on there. And here, let's see. Alright, so there's a button right there, as you all can see, and you push that little button. It's going to let air in to the actual socket place right in here, and that's going to allow you to pull your limb out. So, but other than that, that's exactly what it looks like. So, and other than that, I'm going to try to update you guys, because as days go on, there's different things that happen, there's things that have been cropping up, and you guys need to know about that, just like at the beginning. So I'm going to try my best to get a video out every day, and we'll go from there. Again, sorry about all the delay, a lot of stuff going on, and we'll fix it, we'll take care of it later. So, like always, if you have any comments below, go ahead and place them below. If you want to subscribe to our channel, go ahead and hit that right there, down there. And if you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. But otherwise, until then, guys, take it easy. Bye.